Good morning, students. Today I will teach you how to write an experiment in the practical file and also how to perform an experiment in the chemistry lab. A chemist follows certain systematic steps to write down the experiment. So these are recorded under chemical procedure. The first step is experiment number. So why do we have this experiment number? We have this because a scientist can perform a number of experiments. So he needs to give a number to it. After that we have the aim of the experiment, which means that what are we going to do? What is the objective of performing that experiment? So that is recorded under aim or object. Then we come to the aids, the third step, aids or apparatus, which means whatever we will use while performing that experiment will be written here under this heading, whatever we are using for that particular experiment. Then comes the procedure or the method. That means how are we going to proceed with that experiment. Whatever we do is written here, and how we perform that experiment is written here under procedure or method. The next step is observation. What does observation mean? While performing that experiment, you observe various changes, various color changes, state changes, or whatever you see that is different from the original substance is recorded here under observation. Then comes the result. Result is generally same as your aim. That means whatever you wanted to do, if that has been done, then we record it under result. That is your inference or result of the experiment. Now while performing the experiment, we take some precautionary measures. That means there are certain things which need to be done or which are very important for the experiment, or there are certain things which are to be prevented or avoided. They are recorded under precautions. After this, I'll show you how to do that experiment. Now children, I'll show you experiment number 1. Okay, so I have given the number 1 to it. Now what is the aim of this experiment? The aim is to separate salt from its solution. Okay, this is the aim of the experiment. Then comes the next heading, aids. What do I need for this experiment? I need salt, water, then wire gauze, evaporating dish and a burner, then matchbox, glass rod to stir, and then we'll heat. So I have these kind of things to perform my experiment. Now comes the procedure. How do I proceed with the experiment? How do I perform the experiment? The first thing that I have to do is that prepare the salt solution. So I will add the salt to water, and in this beaker I already have some water. So to this water I have added salt and stir with the help of the glass rod. I don't have the glass rod, so I am using this stick to stir and dissolve salt into it. Now children, what is a solution? A solution is prepared by adding solute to the solvent. So here in this case, salt was the solute, water was the solvent. When the solute completely dissolves in the solvent, we call it as solution. And in a solution, the solute particles are not visible. They should completely dissolve in the solvent. So when your solution is absolutely ready, then you transfer this into the evaporating dish. Here I have this as my evaporating dish. You know that this is not the chemistry lab, so I am not having the actual china dish or evaporating dish, so I am using this kind of dish to evaporate. Now we need to set the apparatus for heating. So I need a burner for this, the wire gauze. On the wire gauze we keep the evaporating dish. And now I will start the burner. So we'll start heating this. So the salt has completely dissolved into it, and after some time it will start boiling. While boiling, the water evaporates and the salt remains behind. See children, here the white deposits are there, which means that the water is evaporating from here and leaving behind the white deposits. So in a while the whole water will evaporate and you will see the deposits here at the base of the evaporating dish. See children, the water has evaporated and the salt deposits are here in the evaporating dish. So this is how salt is separated from its solution. Thank you children. Now I am going to show you experiment number 2. The aim of the experiment is that liquids have definite volume but indefinite shape, right? So what do I need for this? I need a measuring cylinder and different types of flasks or containers, right? Now how do I proceed with the experiment? So first I'll measure 100 ml of water in the measuring cylinder. So this is my measuring cylinder at home, so I'm using this. So I have made a mark here that I have this volume of water. This is the black mark shows that I have this much of volume in this measuring cylinder. So what is the shape of water here? So you can see a different shape. Now I'll pour this into a new jar. So this is my second jar in which I'll pour the liquid. If the jar or the container has a narrow neck, then we use a funnel to pour so that the liquid does not spill. So see children, this is the new shape of water. Now I'll pour this into one more bottle which is smaller in size. So the new shape of water is this. Okay. So the liquid acquires the shape of the container. It takes the shape of the container. Now I'll pour this into another jar with a different shape. So this is my new shape of water. Now I'll pour it into a beaker. The beaker has a wide mouth, open mouth and a lip to pour the liquids. It's easy to pour the liquids with the help of a beaker. Here I have a flat bottom flask also. So I'll pour this water into a flat bottom flask. So this is one more shape of water. So this is how I'm getting different shapes of water. Now finally I will pour this back into my measuring cylinder. Let's see whether the water gets the same volume or not. You have to be very careful that no drop of water is wasted. There are a few drops of water which remain in the vessels, but still we expect that the final and initial volume of the liquid should be same. See, it has reached the same black mark here. So this shows that the liquids have definite volume but indefinite shape. So this is the result of the experiment. Thank you.